What's up guys, Sam here, and it's the month of February, which means it's been 6 months since I purchased my Samsung Galaxy S6. In fact, to be precise, it was actually August 21st that I uploaded that rough, raw unboxing video of the Galaxy S6, and that video, alongside the review of that phone, actually marks the new direction of this channel. And so I always look back quite fondly to those videos, and if you want to check them out, I'll have them linked in the description below. But for today's video, I thought I'd spend a little bit of time chatting about the S6 6 months on. Side note, those of you with sharp eyes might have noticed the slightly different background behind me, and that's because I've actually just moved apartments. And with that move, I decided that I'd rejig and rejuvenate my office setup, and I will do a completely separate video. It's going to highlight everything about my setup, so stay tuned for that in the coming weeks. But here's my thoughts on living with the S6 for 6 months. First up, let's get this out of the way. Yes, I have dropped this phone once or twice. And by once or twice, I mean between 5 to 10 times. And whilst the screen has stayed relatively untouched, those metal edges have copped a hiding. Now, I'm not really one to rock a case on my smartphone, and so recently I decided I'd experiment with a skin, and this one here is the matte black skin from D brand. I'm still getting used to it, and I definitely miss that clean, minimalist vibe that can only come when using the phone uncovered, but the main reason I got the skin was because of an odd issue. Now, I've seen a few other people that have been having this issue as well, but basically what's happened is the screen has started to bubble a little bit on the top left edge. Now, initially I thought, oh, well, the store that sold the phone to me must have installed their own screen protector, but after a little while I realized that wasn't the case. Now, admittedly, the issue probably did come about given how many times I've dropped the phone, and sadly, I can't actually show you what it looks like because I've already got that D brand skin covering it. But essentially what it looks like is that the glue that's keeping the glass and the smartphone together has started to loosen. So that's something that's really bugged me, and it's why I've got the D brand skin on it. But maybe follow me on Twitter to find out what I think of the D brand skin a month or so after using it. Next up, let's chat about the performance of this phone. And whilst obviously initially the phone was an absolute beast in terms of its speed, the last month or so has seen it slowing down pretty significantly in certain circumstances. So the big one is when I'm using Google Maps and using the multitasking menu. And it'll often take a few seconds for the multitasking menu to even show up, and then switching between apps can often freeze the phone, and it'll take a while. And so if someone else is using the phone, they're like, well, what the heck is going on with your phone? And so often restarting it will fix the issue, but then it will come back again if I've got a few apps open, and particularly Google Maps. So the phone is definitely more sluggish than when it was first released. And admittedly, I am using custom launchers. I'm using Nova Launcher, and I am using a custom lock screen, which is called SnapLock. But to the best of my knowledge, they're not the things that are making the phone slow down. Now, one thing that I'm hoping will hopefully fix this issue is the Marshmallow release. And I know that there's a bunch of you who are probably watching this video going, mate, I already had it like a month ago. But here in Australia, I'm still waiting for it. So I'm hoping that that will fix it. And when I'm watching videos of other people using Marshmallow on the S6 online, it seems to have fixed that multitasking sluggishness. So that's pretty much the main issue that I've got at the moment. So if that's the thing that gets fixed, then I'm happy with that. Battery life has actually stayed pretty steady for the last 6 months. Like most phones, if I do have a day of really light use, then of course I can get to the end of the day with about 70 to 80% juice left in the phone. But for the most part, I am usually plugging in my phone whenever I drive, or if I get a chance at home or at the office. And the reason for that is because I probably wouldn't last the day with my standard usage. But you guys already know that about the S6. Fast charging has been an absolute massive point for me, and it's actually gotten to the point now where I really do rely on it for any smartphone. And whenever I don't use fast charging, I'm just completely surprised at how long it says until the battery is going to be full. So even though the battery life is, obviously not great on the S6, it never has been, and I've never really been left hanging dry, and that's mainly because of fast charging. Now, one final thing that hasn't blown me away after months of using this smartphone is the fingerprint sensor. Now, initially I did use this for about a month or so, but then I quickly switched it off given how unreliable it was. It's certainly not unusable by any means, but just not for someone who's impatient like me. Now, like I said last week, I really do hope this is one of the things Samsung's going to be improving significantly with its next flagship. So to wrap this all up, 6 months on, what are my thoughts on the S6? Well, firstly, it has convinced me that without a doubt, the best way to experience Android is by using a high-end flagship. And despite the couple of flaws that it has, mainly that sluggishness that started coming through after months of using it, certainly hasn't made the phone horrible by any means. That display is still incredible. The battery life, while not great, has stayed consistent after all this time, and the design, particularly the form factor, has made for a great experience using this phone. But that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and I've got a couple of cool videos coming in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for them. But that's it. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.